From there, I went to P-40 transition. I flew the P-40 Warhawk. You got about 250 hours in it. I would rather spin a P-40 than I would a P-51. The P-40, I could put that on a point and spin it and say, okay, 4.5 spins and I'm going to pull out, and I could do it right then. Where P-51, I felt that its spin characteristics was a little sloppy. So that gives, to me, the P-40, I don't know if you're familiar with the Stearman, that's what I learned how to fly in, the biplane, the old World War I type of aircraft, you know, and it was just a beautiful plane to learn how to fly in, and it was so maneuverable, and in areas it was unforgiving, like ground loops and landing and so on, but it was a great aircraft, and I always considered the P-40 just a big Stearman. This is the aircraft what they had was what they called a RTU, which is a replacement training unit, where pilots would go after they graduated. They hadn't flown any high-performance aircraft yet, combat aircraft. And you'd go to this unit and you'd learn how to fly one of the combat aircraft. Well, the unit I went to was flying P-40s. And it was in Florida, and Florida had maybe 7 or 8 units spread throughout. And most of them had 51s. But I went to one that had P-40s. And however, before I went to that unit, just after I graduated, part of the curricula too was to check out in the P-40 and get 10 hours in it before you went to RTU. And I remember my first solo, the P-40 to me was a really beautiful aircraft as far as aerobatics and control, and it just flew beautifully. But I remember I was 19 years old, and I had this engine that looked like it was a mile long sitting in front of me. I couldn't see anything back. And I get to the end of the runway and I hear that engine roar. You put the throttle up. And of course we had no two-seaters, you know. We got no time. You read the book and you got in the cockpit and familiar to yourself with the and listened to pilots who had flown them, and then you sat in, and here I was at the end of the runway, full throttle, taking off, and when I broke ground and got in that thing, and it just soared up into the blue, and it was just a wonderful feeling.